And welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. Well, the mayor's race for Montgomery, Alabama, we're about a month off. Time flies when you're having a good time, but hopefully these candidates are having a good time. We have with us again a candidate we had earlier in the season, but he's back again, General Ed Crowell. General, so good to have you back again.
Thank you.
And you know, you and I have done many things together over the years, so we know that you are very involved in this community.
Absolutely. I think it's very, very important. I made a decision a long time ago that I was going to be on the giving end rather than the receiving end, and I think that's healthy. So I'm very observant. I get out and I look and see what the city needs, and then I try to insert my wisdom so that I can make a difference.
You know, last time we were here, we've touched a little bit on education, but you know, obviously people are truly concerned about moving into a city. Quality of life, one of the things that can affect that is crime in the city. How do we kind of get a handle on that?
Well, crime it seemed to be up and down, and right now it seemed to be on the upswing. I think crime is kind of like being an addict or something. The first thing you've got to do is admit you've got a problem,
right?
And then you begin to tackle that problem. My thing is, I plan to be a neighborhood mayor. And that is where I actually go into the neighborhood and I talk to the mothers and the fathers and the teenagers, and I basically start with asking them a question. If you could be mayor for one day, 1 week, what would you do? And then I put myself on the receiving end and begin to listen. I think the best form of communication is having the ability to listen.
Amen.
And
Agreed.
I would always say to my kids growing up, listen, because if you're talking all the time, you can't hear what's being said. And then listen to them, because I have learned some of the best ideals come from people you least expect. And once I get that, I'll begin to turn it around. I'm a positive individual, and I would say, okay, now, when I'm sworn in as your mayor, would you work with me to help your point of view become reality? And began to lead from there. But the one thing I would do, because I know our political flavor, I know my way around up at the State House, House side, Senate side, I know the governor. I would get up there and I would lobby for additional financial resources. I would get in touch with some fine grant writers and go to the federal side in Washington and try to get additional financial resources to hire additional police. Once that's successful, then my plan would be to put a policeman in every one of the neighborhoods. I want that, and then I would charge that police person to get to know every member in that neighborhood and let them get to know you. I believe in being proactive rather than reactive. And once that happened, I believe deeply that nothing happens in any neighborhood without somebody knowing.
That's right.
So if you've got confidence in me and I've got confidence in you, we've won each other's trust. You will be amazed at what you would get from that particular neighborhood, so that we can deal effectively and swiftly with whatever the situation is in that neighborhood. And then that would give our police individual the resources they need to do the job that they are very, very capable of doing. I know we've got some of the best and the finest police officers that you're going to find anywhere. And I believe in them. I trust their judgment because they've had good training, and I will work with them. But more importantly, I will assure the neighborhood that they're going to be protected. When they go to sleep at night, they can sleep rather than worrying about the effects of crime.
It makes sense.
Yeah, if you get to know each other, and like you said, if you start where crime starts, which is what you're saying, then you stand a chance. And you know, it is never, ever, any situation I've ever been in, I have always learned that you support what you help to create.
Absolutely.
And if you go into neighborhoods and you help to create an element of trust and understand that all sides want this to be a better city. Because we are at a tipping point.
Absolutely.
And
before you get out of here, the last thing is the fact that you are a retired general in the Air Force is very important to us in this arena. You have a good liaison with the base.
I do, absolutely. I stay pretty close. I retired from Maxwell Air Force Base. I've stayed close in every respect, and I'm as visible there as I am in the community.
Right.
They know that. I talk with the leadership on the base, and I know what their particular interest is, and try to assist that. And you know, it's working together. We can overcome any obstacles out there.
Because if Maxwell goes, Montgomery goes.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
Thank you for the way you look at things, because I look at you and I've always seen that you see it as the power is in the partnership.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't agree with you more.
Absolutely.
Website to get a hold of you?
Website is generalcrowell.com.
You go to the website and then obviously get some questions answered.
Absolutely.
That's it. And just remember this, like I said, we're about a month off. Make sure that you do your homework. There's quite a few candidates out there, but let's get the best, because Montgomery's future is at stake right now.
That's right.
And we'll be right back right after this.